Hey world, better late than never. 4:30 in the afternoon. I think it's the 11th of December. It's certainly Thursday. And this is my take on Mars on the angles. Mars is about physical assertiveness. It's what you're like down the gym, digging the garden, in the bedroom, on the battlefield, on the athletics field. It's all about physical projectiveness and assertiveness, as well as sometimes aggression and confrontation, as well as bravery and heroism. Mars on the ascendant, Mars on the rising sign, is always going to come across in a very proactive way. Now, depending on the nature of the sign, if Mars in this case is in a fire sign, or something like Scorpio or Aries or Gemini, then it's going to lead from the front, lead from the lip. Actions will speak louder than words. It will be a person of dynamicism, incision. But if it's, for example, in a sign like Libra or Pisces, then it's going to be different. There's going to be less action and more, perhaps, desire for action in teams, because this is where Mars isn't particularly strong. To more than most other planets, the sign on the ascendant does govern how Mars on the ascendant acts, but it's always going to be seen as a position where the potential for taking the initiative, leading from the front, and working generally with the philosophy that actions speak louder than words, generally is a mainstay of these people, regardless of the sign that it's in. Mars on the descendant is, you would think, the reverse, but actually it's not so. These people still take the initiative. It's just that they prefer not so much to have followers, but they're quite comfortable at taking the lead in initiating romantic situations, relationship developments. These are the people who will not waste time dilly-dallying when it comes to waiting where they stand. If they have Mars on the descendant, regardless of the sign, they're going to be a person who's going to move into interactions with other people with clear objectives and purposes in mind. And they're not going to be that brilliant at waiting a long time for results. So they'll need to know where they stand fairly quickly, otherwise they will move on. And Mars on the descendant does have a level of impatience around relationship patterns, at least until they're older. And by older, I generally mean late 30s. After that, they do tend to settle more comfortably. But still, they know that the secret of the best relationships is synergy, or 2 and 2 equals 5. Mars on the midheaven, brilliant place for it, absolutely spectacular, much better than Mars on the ascendant, because the midheaven is all to do with public image and status and profile and visibility and prominence and all that type of thing. And Mars is really comfortable about being up there in the limelight. The midheaven's also got to do with career and goals. So again, Mars is good here because of its capacity for physical hard work. So Mars loves being on the midheaven. It is quite happy to stand up and say, come on people, let's go. I'll lead, you follow. And regardless of the sign it's in, there is something very initiatory and warrior-like about its stance. Very much standing up for those that can't stand for themselves. Healthy position, actually. It creates a great deal of initiative and a willingness to make things happen in the outside world. And in an individual's chart, it's generally seen as a good indication that they will put a great deal of physical time and effort and eventually become very successful in their professional world, whether that's orientated around fame, money, riches, or words like dignity, integrity and conscience is up to them, but they will be successful through their own effort. And Mars on the IC, that's a difficult one, because the IC is about the personal spaces that deals with one's own psychological roots and foundations. And it represents the beginning of the 4th house in many ways, so it's the area of home. And Mars is loud and feisty and fiery and provocative and dynamic, and it doesn't want to be caught up in the emotional depths and darks of the 4th house on the IC. So Mars on the IC people will pout and complain, and steam will come out their ears, and they'll occasionally cry because they can't really express themselves as much as they'd like to. And these are the people who genuinely need baths more than showers, and saunas will always be good for them because it helps them let off steam. There you go, folks. Mars on the ankles. Another one later. Catch you soon. Bye.